previous videos, I talked about the rise of divine feminine energy. I've actually been talking about it for a really long time, for the last couple years. And I wanted to touch on it again because you guys asked for a part 2 for my last video. I will tag it. And I can't remember the title off the top of my head right now. But y'all know what I'm talking about. It was a video that kind of like cut short. And a lot of people said they wanted a part 2. So I want to talk about divine feminine energy, but I also want to talk about what that is going to mean for divine masculines. So I said in that video that the divine feminine births the divine masculine, right? And I mean that in a physical way and a spiritual way. As we know, every single person on this earth came from a woman. You came through the womb of a woman. Every single one of y'all, okay? And with that being said, that happens spiritually as well. We know that the divine feminine has power, and we know that the divine masculine has power. The masculine is missing another piece. I feel like masculines are given most of their power at birth, but the feminine has to go through a lot more to gain hers and recognize hers. I feel like feminines are born powerful because we have that direct connection to source through our womb space, but I feel like it takes us a little bit longer to own it and recognize it and like kind of make it something more, okay? And that's just my interpretation. Masculines have to go through the feminine to gain consciousness, right? Just like a woman giving birth to a baby boy or a baby girl. You leave through the passage of your mother's womb into consciousness. And I feel like the masculine goes through the feminine to gain consciousness and awareness. There is power in awareness. That is a book I really love by Neville Goddard. I think it's called Power of Awareness. I could be wrong, but he wrote something about that, like the power of awareness. Definitely check it out if you guys are interested. It was a great read, and it's also an audiobook. But yeah, like the masculine has to go through that awareness process, and that unlocks his final power. Awareness is a superpower, y'all. When you are aware, you're like almost untouchable, because it's like things don't have an effect on you when you gain that awareness and you come into consciousness. And it's like rising up to your higher chakras, right? So it's like the masculine, once he comes into union with the feminine in himself, or the union with his actual divine feminine counterpart, or just recognizing who the feminine is and respecting her properly, it's like he raises his consciousness and goes up to his higher chakras. Because I feel like a lot of us, and not just men and masculines, but feminines as well, depending on what you go through, a lot of us get stuck in our lower chakras. So we know the sacral chakra is like the chakra of like sensuality and pleasure and creativity, okay? And I feel like a lot of masculines specifically get stuck in that sacral chakra area, and the root chakra even, because the root chakra is like about your family and your upbringing and like stability. And it's like, if you don't feel stable in any type of way, for form or fashion, then you are going to have a root chakra imbalance. And a lot of times that instability in the root chakra causes masculines to run to their sacral chakra and stay there because it's pleasurable, it feels good, and they become very hypersexual. And the world kind of tells them like, yeah, it's okay to be hypersexual, it's okay to like, you know, you can have sex with whoever you want. Don't use condoms. Just spread your seed everywhere. They're kind of taught that, all right? So it's kind of like it's not really the masculine's fault in the beginning that they are the way they are. And just like any of us, like you're learning, you're going through this life. You have never been here before. You are learning how to heal trauma. You're learning how to like unlearn every single thing that you've ever been taught. That's not an easy process. And I know a lot of times feminines, and I feel like I've even been that way before too, we don't want to give the masculines grace because we look at them and we see their true power. We see them and we see their potential, and we see the leadership qualities in them. And it gets frustrating when they don't see it in themselves, because a lot of masculines have a lot of trouble taking accountability because they have some type of wound. And if you ask me, I think it's like a mother wound. They have a really hard time taking accountability, which really hinders them from becoming leaders. And we talk about leaders, right? And how masculines are supposed to be the leaders of our communities, which some people believe the feminine is, but it doesn't really matter. It's just for this specific interpretation today, we're going to just say the masculine is supposed to be the leader, right? Masculines, if you do not take accountability, you will never be a leader, because a leader knows that every decision that he or she makes affects the entire team, right? Whatever you do is going to affect everybody around you. So if the masculine is not taking accountability, if the masculine is not healing and growing and finding some type of stability within himself and whatever it is that is required of him in his leadership role, okay, because they don't all have the same leadership role, and on top of that doesn't take accountability, it affects his entire family. It affects everyone around him. When we see men who are heads of their households, like actually the leader of their households, the good ones always take accountability. They're always making sure that everybody else is good, and they know that if anything is going wrong in their household, that's on them, okay, because they are the leaders and they set the tone, right? So that being said, I feel like that is where the frustration comes from when you're dealing with feminines. When we look at these masculines who are extremely wounded, very hard-headed, and they learn slower than the feminine does. And it doesn't mean that all of the masculines learn slow, but majority rules, okay? So I want y'all to understand that and remember that for the rest of this video. Majority rules, okay? I understand that here and there, excuse me, that's not the case for everybody, but if it doesn't apply to you, there's no reason to get offended. If you feel like you're a leader and you take accountability, there's absolutely no reason for you to get offended by my words. And if you do get offended, then that means that you feel hit, and hit dogs holler, okay? So anyway, so now we have been having a divine feminine rising. This initiation process has been extremely important, not only for the feminine but for the masculine as well. So the feminine is rising really, really high and ascending very fast. And I just want to send love to my feminines, my divine feminines, my goddesses specifically. Ladies, I want to send love to y'all because y'all have been putting in a lot of work and doing what you're supposed to do. And because you have done that, you have created an entire shift onto this world. You're understanding your power. You're understanding that you are creation itself. Like, you're understanding, like, you got to be very careful with your body, your temple. You're understanding that you are more even than just your body and your outer shell. You are your spirit. And I feel like a lot of these feminines have gone on a journey of soul searching, and they are coming to a place where they are accepting their role, whatever your role is. I'm not saying like necessarily your role in like society or in the household. You're just accepting your role and your place in the collective, and you're focused on that. You're focused on your creativity. You're focused on your gifts. You're focused on your business, your career, whatever it is you're trying to create for yourself. The feminines right now are very abundant. They are creating, okay? That is how you know that you are in alignment with that feminine energy. If you are like you're not perfect every day, but you're like in a high off life feeling, and you're happy and you're creating and you're feeling abundant and you're feeling very blessed and you're very magnetic and you're attracting a lot of love and goodness into your life, but you're also very mindful, very demure. I'm just kidding. But you're very mindful of like where you put your energy and who deserves it, okay? The masculines are now beginning this process, and they're beginning this process because of the feminine, because the feminine has given birth to the masculine's awareness of this, the masculines who are choosing to ascend and choosing to align. Not every feminine and not every masculine is going to choose to do this. We still need karmics. Unfortunately, not everybody is going to ascend. Some of them are just going to fall away and have to deal with themselves, but just to focus on the ones who are actually doing the work, the masculines are having their awareness. They are becoming conscious, okay? So a lot of these masculines are going to be stepping into, I don't even want to say just leadership roles. I want to say they're going to be really healing their feminine energy. This next process the masculines are going into, they're healing their feminine energy and even healing mother wounds specifically. So these masculines are going to be having conversations with their own mothers or whoever the mother figure in their life that raised them. They're going to be healing and forgiving their mothers. They're going to even, like, if you have a wife or you have like a baby mama or whatever, but the masculines are going to be healing that. They're going to be healing their relationship to their feminine side and healing their relationship to the mother figures and the feminine figures in their life, okay? So this could be sisters, aunties, cousins, bosses, co-workers. Like, there's going to be a more of a gentleness from these masculines after a period of like frustration and rage and I'm mad and I'm angry and whatever. They're going to be healing that. And with them healing that is also them healing that sacral chakra. Like, I feel like healing the mother wound and is going to, in whatever home life dynamic and whatever thing from their past, that's healing the root chakra, okay? They're moving into the sacral chakra, and healing that sacral chakra is going to be about them. A lot of them are going through semen retention. A lot of them are going to be going celibate and abstaining from sex, and healing porn addictions and not watching certain things and not being so lustful, okay? Because that lustful energy is very nasty, and your feminine can feel that. Like, healed feminines can feel when a masculine is in lustful energy, and it's disgusting, okay? And even some of y'all masculines, when you are healing your sacral area and you are practicing, like, you're abstaining from sex or watching porn or anything that has to do with like sexual desires, you're going to pick up on lustful energy from feminines and women, or whatever you date, because some of y'all don't even date women, you date men, whatever. But whatever you date, you're going to pick up on that lustful energy from them, and it's disgusting. It's nasty. Like, it really is gross. And it's not saying that sex is nasty or it's not a sacred act. It's just that lustfulness and that like feeding energy is nasty, and it feels gross. So the masculines are going to be healing that sacral area, and it's going to cause them to be more creative, okay? Feminine energy is creation. So because they're healing, they're abstaining, they're keeping their life force inside of them, it's going to help them be more creative, and it's going to help them out of a dark place that they have been in. A lot of these masculines have been in lack. Like, they have been unstable. They have been taking a hit on their finances. They could have lost cars, lost homes. A lot of them are losing their friends because their friends are not in the same place as them, or it could have been like friends that may have transitioned, or whatever the case may be. A lot of these masculines are losing people, and they have also possibly lost stability and structure and things like that, which also cause the imbalance in the root. So them abstaining is going to help them create, okay? Creation is very important. It's going to help them like be gentle with themselves and nurture themselves. A lot of these masculines have been very hard on themselves, and they're going to be being more gentle, more nurturing, taking it slow, and not being so like go, 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 like that masculine energy. Because I feel like a lot of masculines are just constant, like divine masculines are constantly like boom, boom, just go, go, go. Like, I gotta be this, I gotta be that, because social media, and they're now just like taking it easy and realizing they don't have to be all those things. They can take their time, and taking their time and playing the long game is how they're going to have longevity and actually have stability and balance. Because I feel like a lot of these masculines were in a time where they were trying to get fast money, and they were trying to do things that they felt like were going to get them the lifestyle that they wanted, and a lot of them ended up losing it all because they were moving too fast and they were trying to get fast money, and they're not understanding, I got to create something, I got to play the long game, I got to actually have longevity if I want to have abundance, like true abundance and stability, because that's what they want, okay? And a lot of them want this because they want to give that to their feminine. A lot of these masculines, a part of their goal is, and it's not all of their goal, but part of their goal is to give to their feminine. They want to give to her. They want to give her protection and stability. They want to provide for her, okay? A lot of these masculines are wanting to do that, and they understand that if I want to create this kingdom and build this castle for myself and my feminine in our future family, I have to make sure that I'm going slow and steady and taking my time. So holding on to their life force is helping them create life, okay? It's helping them to come up with new ideas and new innovations and new business like ventures, and think clearly, okay? These masculines are starting to think clearly because they're holding on to their life force, okay? So in moving up to the solar plexus, the solar plexus is like your, I want to say that's like your personal power, like your confidence. Like, them doing these and taking these steps and moving up to that, you know, solar plexus area, and some of them are actually doing this and some of them are like going to be doing it, they feel their personal power. Their power does not lie in money and girls and whatever it is that the world told them made them powerful. They are now understanding because they have come into union with the feminine in themselves, or accepted the union with their feminine. They have become conscious and aware of their personal power, okay? So now that they're recognizing their personal power, they are feeling better. They're feeling good. They're feeling optimistic. They're feeling like they're actually getting things done, and they're understanding that if they want to attract and draw things into their life, they have to be in alignment with it. They can't just, it's not just, because masculines, this is why feminine and masculines need each other. And these unions are very important because masculines are the ones who are usually putting in the work. Even a feminine or a woman acting in masculine energy, she has to tap into that masculine side to get things done and put in work, okay? And masculines felt like, okay, all I gotta do is put in work. If I keep putting in work, then I'm gonna get what I want. And they're now understanding it's not just about taking action, it's about moving with intention and staying in alignment. So that comes to personal power and consciousness and awareness. Like, I have to be aware of what I want, conscious of it, and I have to move in the energy of it before I can call it into my life. That is feminine energy. That is creation. They are understanding I have to create this in my mind, in the spirit, and get connected with the spirit, because that's where feminine and creativity starts, in the spirit. I have to get in touch with that first before I can pull it into the physical. I'm putting in all this work, and it's not, things I want are not coming into fruition because I'm not in alignment with it, and I'm not pulling it down from the spirit. I'm trying to do something that cannot just be done in the physical. I need the spirit as well. I need that as well. I need to make sure that I'm in alignment with that. So they're understanding they have a personal power as well to pull things down from the spirit. And that was because of the help of feminine energy. So because they have tapped into that feminine energy, they are understanding their personal power, understanding they have the power to pull things down from the ethers, okay? So now we move into the heart chakra, okay? And I always tell you guys the heart chakra is the chakra of abundance and love, and that is where you manifest from. Love is the most powerful energy in the universe, okay? People say authenticity is the most powerful energy, but authenticity is self-love. Everything always goes back to love. So anyway, love is the most powerful energy, right? So they are now understanding that now that they have understood and understood their personal power, they have to move from a place of love for themselves, love for them, for their feminine, and love for what it is they want out of this life. That is the only way to manifest. You cannot manifest with a closed heart chakra. So if these masculines want to manifest their feminine, they want to manifest stability and structure and whatever it is they want out of this life, they cannot manifest it without first going through the heart chakra and going through love. That is how you manifest anything. And they are now in a place where they actually are starting to have a heart chakra awakening and feel love. Like, you gotta understand, y'all, some of these masculines had a really hard upbringing. They really went through a lot, and I know we all did, but I don't want to sit in like bitter energy and be like, oh, so what? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to be really understanding. Just as these masculines are trying to be understanding of themselves and the feminine, they went through a lot. Some of them went through abuse and like bullying and like a lot of cheating and whatever the case may be. They went through a lot that closed their heart chakra off, and they didn't even, some of them didn't even know that they could actually feel love because they didn't get love from their mother. The dad may not have been around, or the dad was just kind of like, just structure, boom, boom, bam, be a man, be a man, be a man. And the mom, whether she loved them or not, it could have been an unhealthy, toxic love, or it could have been a type of love where it's like she was a single mom, so she didn't have time to nurture and give to her son the way she was supposed to, because she had to be the father and she had to bring stability and structure in the home, which was why she could not nurture him properly. And some of these masculines, and maybe feminines too, are understanding that, which is why they were able to heal that mother wound at the root, right? So they're now like, oh, like, I feel things. I thought I was just this heartless person, but I actually feel stuff, and it's weird, but I kind of like it. So that's what the masculine is going through in the heart space. They're having a heart chakra awakening. A lot of them could be crying uncontrollably. I don't know why that's what I got, but they could be very vulnerable and emotional right now. That is okay. All right. You don't want to be like the type of person who holds in emotions. Cry, masculines, it's okay. It doesn't make you weak. But yeah, they're crying more, they're releasing, they're being vulnerable, they're getting in touch with their feminine side because they're having a heart chakra awakening. Some of that crying that they're having, also what I'm getting, is because they miss the feminine and they regret the actions that they took against her, and they are not sure if they are going to be able to get her back. Once they come to terms with that and they ground themselves in that love, because these masculines do have a lot of love to give, but it's very like it just feels like a lot, and they never felt it before. That heart chakra awakening is no joke, y'all. Like, if you've ever felt it, oh, it's a lot. You can feel it. And they are, once they like settle in that and they accept it, they'll move into the throat chakra. The throat chakra obviously is the chakra where we use our voice and we speak and we say things. And a lot of them felt like they were scared, or they did not have the power to actually speak and use their voice and speak their truth, okay? Because a lot of these masculines have felt like they haven't been listened to a lot in their life. Nobody wanted to listen to them. Nobody understood them. And they felt like they were just supposed to be everything to everyone and take care of their family, and their needs didn't matter. A lot of them felt like they don't matter, and the only thing that they can give to this world is money or resources. And they're now understanding, because they have gone through this initiation process, they do matter. And the feminine was there to listen to them, or they could just be listening to the feminine. They could understand that they weren't listening to themselves, and they weren't nurturing themselves, and they weren't giving themselves grace, okay? They weren't speaking and healing that inner child within them, and they're now understanding, okay, that's something that I need to do. Like, it's not just about the rest of the world giving me grace and the rest of the world loving me, or even the feminine. I gotta love myself, and I gotta give myself grace. And they're going to be speaking their truth, okay? They're gonna be speaking their truth to you, feminine, to their mothers, their fathers, whoever the case may be. They're gonna be in a place where they're like, I'm gonna use my voice. Some of these masculines were very quiet. Some of them may have had like a stutter or something. Something was going on with the throat chakra where they felt like they could not speak and they were voiceless, but that is going to be changing a lot, okay? So I don't want to make this video too long because I feel like it's already long enough. But I will make more videos on the divine feminine, divine masculine rising and what that means. If you need a personal session such as spiritual coaching or intuitive healing, then you can click the link below. I do offer those sessions. You can do 30 minutes or you can do an hour. I'm glad you guys like these topics. I love to talk about it, but if you want more, comment, like, share, subscribe. Y'all interacting with my channel really helps me be here more. So if you want me to be here more, all I'm asking is that you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. But I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day and the rest of your week. Harvest season is approaching, honey.